And this is a part, I really just want you to watch this first so that we can kind of do this together here in a minute. This is a really good example about how you can attack the quote-unquote most complicated view. You hear me say that? And make this work for you. Okay. So I'm going to draw this thing actually from the top, which is kind of non-traditional. Most people would draw this from the side, and of course they'd extrude it back, and then they extrude another piece, and they extrude another piece. But this particular one, if you notice, the most complicated view is the top, right? It's this like Y-looking structure. So I'm going to draw this outline, and I'm going to, like I said, I'll do this again, so I'm going to go kind of fast here, but.
Stuff with that guy that used to do the Micro Machines commercials. For those that don't know what Micro Machines are.
I remember.
Is that a 3-time diameter?
For some that don't.
What?
I just can't read it. Does it say the diameter of the back little line is, of the back circle is 18?
Yeah, we gotta remember it's millimeters.
Right.
So that's really twice the size of that millimeter.
So here's my top, right? If I'm drawing this thing, like I said, I'll do this a little slower for you, but I'm going to poly edit this all together.
That's the top view.
Yep.
Oh wait, there is no, you can't switch it. Metric. I don't see the north south. Oh, okay.
So now watch this. I'm going to extrude this. Like I said, don't feel like you have to like race to do this. I'm going to go back through it again, but I want to show this to you. So I'm going to extrude this thing, and it tells me that it is a radius of 25. So the radius would get me to the middle, right? From the outside edge to the middle. So that's deceiving. That's something that people fail with a lot, is that they're like, oh, I'm going to extrude this 25. Remember, 25 is to the middle, so the true extrusion height of this guy is 50. Okay. And here's the cool part about this. We talked a little bit about this before. If you took like a block of wood and you were sanding it, remember we talked about that? How you could like round the piece? Well, this has the same tool. This is instead of a profile feature, this is a modeling feature, they call it. And the modeling features are very similar to, if you are familiar with solid modeling operations, this guy actually will do this to the surface. So I'm going to solid now, and I'll do this for you again. But I'm going to do fillet edge, and I'm going to do the radius the same as I would with a fillet of 25, and I'm going to click the actual corners like I'm sanding them right off. Right? So there's my
That's cool.
6 corners that I had. I'm going to enter to preview and then enter to set them.
Yo, I feel like that is way faster.
Super fast.
Man, why can't we shave like
okay.
that?
So as you're doing these, now I'm going to punch these holes. Right? They tell me that these guys are, there are a couple of 18 diameter holes here. And I'm going to extrude these guys through. And I'm going to subtract them from this. And that one's done. So when I tell you, like, drawing the most complicated face saves you a lot of time, because then all you're doing is extruding in the other direction. Okay? Whether it is something as simple as when you're looking at this thing, right? I would draw the most complicated face becomes the right side view. Not that it's hard, but out of the 3 views, it's the most complicated. And then all I do is extrude it back 5, right? Really easy. Or whether it be this 20-8, where again, the most complicated view becomes this top, and then I extrude it down 50. Okay? So that, when we talk about that, that's best practices, is to always draw the hardest part with the profile lines and then extrude them back, okay? So that is all I really have for you tonight. If you get this and you're comfortable with it, you are more than welcome to leave. If you want to stay and work on either your orthographic projections with isometrics or the solid model stuff, we're going to be printing next week for those. I kind of let time get away from me with this, so I was going to print them tonight, but if you want to work on those, you're welcome to stay for that. I'm going to do this one with you if you want to kind of watch that a little slower. So if that's something that you want to watch, again, you're more than welcome to stay. But if you're comfortable with this and you want to take off and you have all the other stuff done, we're going to pick up on 20-9 next week. We're going to keep going with solid.